A couple days ago, we had the solar eclipse, which, to sane people, is just a fun spectacle to ooh and awe at. It's a very rare event. It's like a special occasion in an MMO. And people just got together, checked it out, and went on with their lives. Nothing crazy happened, but leading up to it, there was a lot of hoopla, a lot of hooting and hollering about all kinds of doomsday prophecies, all kinds of crazy conspiracies. But when it actually came down to the brass tacks here and the eclipse unfolded, nothing happened. I think the worst that would happen to someone is they decide to look at the eclipse raw dog. No eyewear on, so they look up and they blind themselves. Now all of a sudden their vision's all foggy, and anytime they try to look at titties, it's blurry. But that's about the extent of the danger of the eclipse. However, those crazy conspiracies I mentioned, well, they actually led to an astrology influencer killing her partner, her 8-month-old, and herself. A very popular astrology influencer, whom had a massive Twitter audience, started melting down, blowing a gasket over this eclipse about how it's the apocalypse and how people need to wake up. And now she will never be able to wake up because on the day of the eclipse, she went on a killing spree, which included herself. She believed that the eclipse was the epitome of spiritual warfare. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Well, actually, it's only going to sound familiar to the people that are fucking online 24/7, which is goobers like me. That spiritual warfare line is something that was spit up and regurgitated by thousands of Twitter drones that are trying to fearmonger on every possible aspect, even the most trivial nothing burgers. Do you guys remember 6 months ago when they tested the emergency broadcast text? And people on Twitter were losing their goddamn minds about it. Make sure your phones are locked in 5 layers of aluminum foil and put it in your microwave, and then lock yourself in a dark room and turn the bathtub on. Because if that text message reaches you, it's going to activate the 5G in your brain, and the microchips are going to fucking flip on, and you're going to be a sheep under their control. This is how you got to break out. Every single time there's anything going on in the world, this line about spiritual warfare or why this is the apocalypse or the start of the doomsday is always being preached about by mentally unwell individuals online. But because everyone is online, people have so much access to it. So people like Danielle Johnson, who's the astrology influencer that went on this killing spree, sees all of it, buys into it, and is living their life fearful and delusioned. And then when something like the eclipse happens, after being told so many times how bad it is and how this is the apocalypse, she goes and does something crazy, something evil. Because there are so many mentally unwell people online that are constantly feeding other mentally unwell people, and it ends with a fucking tragedy like this. You hear about the influencer who killed her family because of the eclipse? Happened in LA. Mom accused of murder-suicide leaving kids on 405 freeway was an astrology influencer fearful of the eclipse. Mentally unwell people have become. Well, I guess I can't say have become. I guess because it's more so we just have access to seeing them. Since everyone is seen online now, everyone has a digital footprint, we just see all of them now. But to be this afraid of a fucking eclipse? The death of an infant and the injury of a young girl, both found on the 405 freeway earlier this week, was tied to a murder-suicide investigation involving the children's mother, Danielle Johnson. It spanned 3 neighborhoods and resulted in the death of 3 people, including her partner, her 8-month-old, and herself. In the days leading up to the murders, Johnson took to social media where she posted a slew of misinformation, anti-Semitic, and conspiratorial rhetoric under the handle Ayoka. Johnson retweeted posts about theories regarding the origins of COVID-19, video about Jews promoting pedophilia in the entertainment industry, and apocalyptic speech concerning the recent solar eclipse to her over 100,000 social media followers. How are more people not talking about this then? If she had 100k followers on Twitter, and she was one of these conspiracy lunatics that ended up killing herself, her partner, and her child, how are more people not aware of this? Wake up, the apocalypse is here. Everyone who has ears, listen. Your time to choose what you believe is now. If you believe a new world is possible for the people, retweet now. There is power in choice. Repost to make the choice for the collective. On Monday morning, the day of the recent total solar eclipse, Johnson's 2 children were found on the northbound side of the 405 freeway. According to officers, the 9-year-old held their infant sister in her lap, sitting in the passenger seat of Johnson's car while they drove down the freeway. Johnson allegedly slowed down in the middle of the road and pushed 2 girls out of the car. As the 9-year-old fell into the middle of the freeway, she injured herself and dropped the infant. And then, in a race to get out of the freeway and not get hit by the traffic, the 9-year-old managed to get to the shoulder successfully, but the infant was struck by traffic and succumbed to her injuries in the middle of the freeway. Holy fuck, this is absolutely horrific. The infant's death was connected to a murder in Woodland Hills and a fatal car crash in Redondo Beach. A woman in her mid-30s fatally stabbed and killed her partner around 3:30 a.m. The stabbing victim was 29-year-old Jalen Allen Cheney, Johnson's partner and father of one of the girls. After stabbing Cheney and leaving the 2 girls in the middle of 405, police said Johnson drove down to Redondo Beach. Her car crashed into a tree around 5 a.m. near a church. Authorities say Johnson died at the scene and her death is being treated as suicide. She was driving at speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour. She did all of that, and ironically, she's now going to hell. Yep. And I bet she heard all of this from a bunch of those absolute fucking degenerate Twitter users saying the most outlandish shit ever, and she just bought into it hook, line, and sinker. Ends up killing herself, her partner, her 8-month-old. All over a total solar eclipse that lasted fucking minutes. But the moon is in retrophase, Charlie. Astrology has a major impact. Right you are, I suppose. How have I not heard about this? This feels like it'd be everywhere. She had 100,000 people in her audience. That's not a small number. I mean, her engagement isn't like super low. Like, I don't think this is all bots or anything. Like, her posts get like 600K, a mil. And just reading through these, clearly mentally unwell. That's the wildest part about Twitter. You can just literally take a peek into actual, like, psychosis. It's scary. And then they're constantly, like, enabling others, and then it escalates to something like this. It's extraordinarily sad because I don't believe everyone that preaches these things is someone that believes them. I believe they're doing it because it fosters a community that will buy into it, and then they have this loyal following, this loyal audience that they can sell things to and make money off of. So I think a lot of the people that are always saying things about how the eclipse is about to end the world because it's waging spiritual war on us, so it's time to pick a side, the righteous or the devil, that kind of thing. I think a lot of the people that start propagating that are some of those people that have recognized they can make a lot of money from doing so. And they are directly responsible for situations like this because they feed into it. They make people believe it, and they make people afraid, and they make people do crazy things. People that are already not mentally sound. It's sickening. They just try and take every controversial approach to everything they can about how anything is a huge problem that you need to be afraid of. You need to wake up to. You see that verbiage all the time on Twitter and on TikTok. CERN's opening a portal, letting demons through on the day of the solar eclipse. Take cover. Buy my book that's going to enlighten you on how to avoid all of the demons in your life, because now CERN's working behind the scenes, pulling the strings, the puppet masters that are releasing all this demons into our world. And for a lot of the people that watch these things or read about these and start believing them, once you believe in one of these theories, you start believing in all of them, because then you start convincing yourself of every single one of them, no matter how nonsensical or illogical, no matter how little evidence or proof there is. Once you buy into it, even slightly, you convince yourself that it's all true. So you don't just believe in one conspiracy anymore. You start believing in all of them. Look at Danielle Johnson, for example. All of her tweets are every possible conspiracy you can find. Every conspiracy you can think of, she believed in. And I'm sure it started with just one that she saw from someone on Twitter that is once again just fanning those flames, trying to make people afraid, and trying to get them to buy into whatever they're trying to sell you. Now, that's not every case here. There is a lot of instances where extremely mentally unwell people gather a huge audience and they themselves truly believe the awful things they're spitting out. But I think a lot of it is from people that have recognized that you can make a lot of money from capitalizing off of that community. Because when people are afraid, they'll do anything to get rid of that fear, including buying shit they don't need or whatever. And then in some cases like this, all that fear that you keep serving up leads to a horrible situation where someone that was the recipient of all of these awful ideas that have legitimately no basis and no logic to them does something unforgivable. What Danielle Johnson did is heinous, inexcusable, and disgusting. And I really do believe that all of those TikTok and Twitter conspiracy accounts that keep just fucking firing from the hip with the most ridiculous theories ever did play a real role in her getting to this point. It's no coincidence that all of the things that she was speaking about on her Twitter are the same things you see on other accounts all saying similar things. It's a network that's feeding these dangerous ideas that lead to a breaking point in some people. It is fucking atrocious, and I am confident that none of those accounts will ever acknowledge the role they play in a case like Danielle Johnson. They're gonna throw her some kind of like fringe case, like, oh, I can't believe someone would do something like that. We're just trying to give you guys the truth, give you guys the tools to, snap out of it and wake up from the mind control. What Danielle Johnson did, we have no idea how it got to that point. Even though, if you read these posts or watch these videos from these accounts, they're like legitimately pushing people to be like Danielle Johnson, push them down that path of just extreme mental illness. It's fucking horrifying. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit because it made me really upset. Obviously, I think it would make anybody upset reading a story like this. That's really about it. So yeah. Time is a very cruel thing, and getting old is the ultimate cringe. But unfortunately, you can't escape it. Aging is an unavoidable fate, unless you're Peter Pan or a lobster, I guess. And the older I get, I take a look in the mirror, and I no longer see a young, spry whippersnapper named Charles with stars in his eyes. I see Squidward. Because now, just like Squidward, when I see people having fun in ways that I don't fully understand, it gets under my skin and I start complaining. As I'm entering my geriatric years, all I want to do is play my clarinet and then, shake my fist screaming, "Bah humbug, you wipe that smile off your face right now, you fucking milk-drinking little nerd. I don't understand why you're enjoying that kind of content." And that's what I'm here to do again today. I'm here to just complain about something I don't fucking get, and something I think is really stupid. It's the entire Baby Gronk stuff going on right now. This shit has been contaminating my Twitter timeline for the last 3 days. Basically, is Baby Gronk the new Drip King, or is he just getting rizzed up by Livy? I'm bilingual, I speak fluent English and gamer, and neither one of those help explain what I just read there. Son of a bitch, what does that mean? I had to do legitimate research to figure out what all of this was about. So I'm here to share my findings like an archaeologist presenting it to the museum, so that way you too can understand what all this hoopla is about. And I'll just boil it down to the basics. Baby Gronk is like a 9-year-old kid who's, I guess, like a football prodigy, but it's his dad that's kind of the puppet master behind this whole operation of viral fame, where the dad keeps pathetically messaging every outlet ever to keep reporting on his son to keep the memes alive, so that way his son can have a bigger online presence, like on Instagram, TikTok, and all of that. So it's his dad trying to pump up these online numbers. And through the interviews I've watched with Baby Gronk and his dad, it's super clear that the dad is just living vicariously through his child here and trying to make money off of his viral fame. So I actually think it's really fucking sad, honestly. But let's go through this whole thing top to bottom. It all started with this video.
Hey, are you that kid from the internet?
Yeah, I'm Baby Gronk.
I'm Liv. Nice to meet you. What are you doing at LSU?
I'm a player.
You have to come here. It's awesome.
I probably will.
You're so cute.
That whole interaction felt like it was NPCs in Skyrim having some kind of malfunctioning dialogue tree take place. That was so fucking weird. So, what happened there? The woman in that video, her name's Livy Dunn, and she's an online sensation as well as just a very high-level gymnast, so she is an adult. And Baby Gronk is 9 years old. And this led to the internet as well as Baby Gronk's father leaning into the idea that these two were flirting with each other, which is why the caption is Riz Game. For those that don't understand, Riz is like charisma, and it's kind of just replaced like flirting. Basically, when you're talking about Riz, you're talking about like how well you were able to communicate with a female flirtatiously, if I was to try and break it down scientifically. So to try and like spin this interaction as some kind of like romantic thing, I think is fucking awful. That shit is creepy. What in tarnation? That is a 9-year-old child. And Livy is an adult. That is so weird, especially for the dad to be leaning into that shit. Here's an interview he did about it from TMZ.
Everyone's wondering if you're the new drip king. We got to ask Baby Gronk himself, are you the new drip king?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Another new wild name enters into the Thunderdome. Drip King is the name of a guy who was previously dating Livy. He called himself the Drip King. It sounds like a title that you would earn, like in the Fast and Furious universe, how they have the Drift King. But it's not. It's just some goofball on the internet called Drip King. And now, since the Livy and Baby Gronk had that meetup and people spun it as like a romantic thing, people are saying Baby Gronk's the new Drip King. And if you pay attention in this interview here, the dad walks away and you can literally hear him tell Baby Gronk to flex on them. I'll play it again just in case you missed it.
Yeah.
To me, it seems pretty clear that this is a father who was unable to achieve anything of note in his own life and is now trying to do everything possible to control his child's life to fulfill his dreams. You see this a lot in the modern landscape of things where parents use their children as props in their videos or as vessels for their own clout hunger. There is no shortage of examples for parents that try and live vicariously through their kids or try and use their kids to make money for themselves. That's something that's been happening for a long time now, and this really seems like another one of those sad cases.
So Livy, wasn't just rizzing you up for clout then?
No, I told him, if whenever you turn 18 years old, maybe you and Livy can get together and y'all can be the richest couple on the internet.
That just sounds so creepy. This is a child. Bro, your kid is a kid. There are Fortnite skins almost as old as your son. Why are you even talking like this?
Livy just convinced Baby Gronk to commit to LSU. Baby Gronk is the #1 college football prospect in the country. He averages 300 yards and 5 touchdowns a game. On his visit to LSU, Livy rizzed him up. Livy even hugged Baby Gronk. He might be the new Riz King. Do you think Baby Gronk will lead LSU to a national championship?
This is what really made the whole thing go viral. This video got posted everywhere talking about how uncomfortable it made them, saying the video made them feel schizophrenic because the dude in it is so concerningly robotic. He's like an animatronic from fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. It's just a weird video, but it's clearly by design. The guy behind it, I think, is pretty obviously making a joke out of it, like it's supposed to be satirical. But it is still an odd thing to catch on as a meme about a child and an adult like flirting with each other and convincing this kid to go to that college to play sports. Now, the stats that he vomits out there, like the 300 yards and 5 touchdowns a game, I'm pretty sure that's all just made up and baloney, just made to be silly and over the top. But even still, the dad does keep getting these celebrities and college campuses to like meet up with his son or take his son on a tour of the campus, and he makes content around that. So a lot of people really did believe that he was like getting recruited to these colleges and committing to like LSU like off rip. But that just doesn't make any sense. Just because a kid's dominating the Pee Wee football league, if he actually is, that doesn't mean that he's a good college recruit. He's 9 fucking years old. He just graduated from diapers a few years ago. There are so many things that could change on his journey through life. He could stop wanting to play football. He could stop growing. He could just, decide to play with Legos for the rest of his life. Like, that would be a really awful start for recruiting. I highly doubt colleges are legitimately looking at a 9-year-old as a potential prospect. Usually they'd look at, like, high school, and I guess maybe, like, middle school if there's some absolute, like, mutant football-playing god there. But that's just not even the case here. He's not even in middle school. So I think it's all just a bunch of, mumbo-jumbo in order to increase the virality of the Baby Gronk brand. It's all calculated from the father, and it's all really fucking embarrassing from the dad. Everything I read from him makes me, dislike the dad more and more, such as him talking about how he's always had a plan for his son and it's playing out right now, which really makes it seem like he only had a kid in order to focus on one thing in particular, which was money making. He also talks about and toots his own horn about how great at marketing he is and how he really understands the internet landscape and the balance between reality and the internet world. He tries to spin it in a way where he's like a hero who's just making sure his son is set for life so he can be a millionaire as soon as possible. But it really just comes off as kind of slimy to me. But yeah, there was another follow-up video after that one went viral where it kind of, exacerbated the meme even further and then even brought the Drip King into the equation.
Baby Gronk just stole Livy from the Drip King. On his visit to LSU, Baby Gronk rizzed up Livy and they started dating. They are so in love, Baby Gronk got Livy's name tattooed on his arm. Is Baby Gronk the new Drip King, or is Livy just using him for clout?
Goodness gracious. Talking about a child and an adult being in love here. For the sake of the meme, I guess? I don't know. I get that it's supposed to be satire. I understand that. But it's still fucking weird, and even weirder that the father of that child is leaning into it for his kid. Talking about, eventually they'll be dating in the richest couple in the world or whatever, and then, I guess, writing Livy's name on his son's arm? That shit is weird! It's creepy! What the fuck? I am really surprised that Livy hasn't just shut that shit down herself, been like, yep, this is creepy. Wow. But I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, because this is a meme that for some reason, or not even like a meme, like a story, I guess, because so many articles are being written about it every day now, that's just infested my Twitter feed. Like, it is all over Twitter, and I just needed to get to the bottom of what the fuck was going on, and now that I understand it, I dislike it even more. Shit sucks. I feel really bad for the kid. I legitimately do feel bad for Baby Gronk because his dad is a loser, and it feels like he's just trying to exploit his son for money here on the internet through viral fame. So that is always awful when there's a parent that does that. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit, and that's it. So yeah. This is one of those heavy situations I don't usually like to talk about. I usually aim for the goofier stories where we just kind of point and laugh at some clownery and some general dog shittery that's going on around the internet. But the situation that's happening with Amouranth is an extremely serious one, and it is one that I'd like to talk about since I've seen some of the worst takes all of humanity's ever concocted surrounding this. Now, for those that don't know, if you haven't been on Twitter today, a lot of clips have been surfacing from Amouranth's stream from last night where she went live, well, she was already live, but she unmuted during an argument with her husband over the phone. And this troglodyte sounds like an absolutely unhinged maniac. I watched the entire VOD to get the full context surrounding this entire situation, and I can say with a high level of confidence that this is an actual abusive lunatic. Now, before getting into the clips, I want to make it known that I'm basing that on more than just the phone call argument. Obviously, anyone with ears is going to reach the same conclusion because he comes across extremely abusive in the phone calls as well. But she goes further, showing some of the damage he's done to the house in fits of rage. For instance, she said she locked herself in her room one time, and in response, he kicked the door in and shows the damage to the door, how it's all fucked up, it's now missing like the hinge and everything, and then shows damage to a nearby wall, and then also shows text messages that she received from him, threatening to financially ruin them because she wasn't replying to him fast enough. Now, last quick note before getting into the clips, I'm not Amouranth's PR manager. I'm not here to change your mind if you don't like her or her content, but you need to accept that just because you don't like someone's content, that doesn't mean that they're deserving of treatment like this. Abuse isn't okay in any circumstance. Just because you might not be a fan of her doesn't mean that you can like wiggle your finger and celebrate that she's miserable or something. That's so fucked up. I've already seen a ton of disgusting worms blaming her for all of this and being happy that she's being abused because they're not a fan of her streams or the fact she has an OnlyFans. It's absolutely fucking despicable shit.
Exactly. Because I'm gonna let you say what you think you heard. But then I'm gonna say what I thought I said. But you cannot interrupt mine because I'm not gonna interrupt you.
What are you saying? Why did you say you were gonna kill my dogs?
Leave the house.
Okay, I can leave the. You know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
We'll take the dogs and leave.
The man's voice you're hearing on the phone that sounds like a 9-year-old getting his balls squeezed at the doctor during a physical with that helium-high, screaming, screeching voice, that's her husband, and he's melting down over an argument they had earlier. And I'm going to tell you what it's about, but you're not going to believe me. I watched the whole VOD, and I can confirm, based on everything I've seen here, this argument was because she didn't hear something he said. That simple. So he had asked her a question, she didn't hear it, and said, I didn't know you asked a question, basically. She said that, oh, you didn't ask me that question, but he believed he did. So her saying, you didn't ask me that, he took as a personal insult, and it led to this massive blow up. That's what started this whole thing. Because she didn't fully hear the question, so didn't know what was asked. And in response to that, in order to prove a point, he threatened to kill her dogs. Totally reasonable thing from a rational person. I'll go ahead and play his side of that statement.
Why are you pausing? You didn't ask a question. You said a statement. Did you say that? No?
I tried to tell you
Are
what
you
I
saying you
heard.
did not say that? Are you saying you did not say that?
I tried to tell you what I heard from you. And then you called me a liar.
Then you tell me, what did you say? No, I did. I said it on purpose. I said it to show you how easily distracted you are. Your window condition. You're lying. You're literally lying to me. I said this. Stop. I said, you're going to tell me what you said? And if you lie or interrupt my part, I'm going to kill your dogs. That's exactly what I said.
So Big Bang Theory over here hatched the genius idea, a galaxy brain scheme, to prove that she wasn't hearing everything he said. He then threatened her dog's life. His whole chess master checkmating move here was, I'm going to threaten your dogs because I know you're going to focus on that as opposed to the other stuff I've said. You know, the same response everyone would have, right? Oh, you're not listening to me? I'm going to go kill your dogs. Oh, well, you heard that? Weird. You know, like, how dumb can you be? This man is just an actual psychopath. Obviously, she's going to focus on the thing where you're threatening her dog's life out of nowhere. He was upset because she didn't hear the question and then instead said you didn't ask it. If he ever even asked it in the first place, you know, there's no telling for sure. I wasn't fucking there. I wasn't a fly on the wall. But he's mad because she didn't hear the question. And then in order to prove his point that she just didn't hear the question, he threatens her dog's life to show her that she focuses on emotionally distressing things more than his other statements. That's, you fucking dummy. Everyone's going to be focusing on emotionally distressing things when it's a goddamn threat.
And I said that because I knew when I say that, instantly you forget what you said and what I said. Both.
Why do you have to say you're gonna kill my dog? What does that help anything?
Because, stop. Zoom out. Because you weren't understanding my point.
What? What are you even talking about? You brought up the dogs out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So
Prove
what?
a point.
What point is there improving?
See? You're proving my point right now.
What? I'm asking you to... I don't even understand what you're saying to me.
I know. That's my point.
This man really thinks he's smart. You can tell just by the way he carries himself in this conversation. He really thinks he's some intellectually enlightened being who just found atheism for the first time on Reddit or something. Like, this guy talks like the most pretentious douchebag you'll ever hear. As if his point is the only ever accurate one, and he's so benevolent, he even talks about how he's forgiven her for not hearing him sometimes. Like, what a saint. But I want to quickly address something a lot of people keep bringing up, the sub 5 IQ take of, well, she shouldn't have aired this publicly. All right, Dr. Phil, Jesus Christ, let's tackle that for a moment. Let's go over the reasons why she might want to air this publicly. This man has access to all of her accounts. He has all of her passwords, and in this conversation even threatens to make fake tweets to ruin her career, and even goes as far as to typing them up, but doesn't hit send. She is basically his prisoner, because she has tried to go to authorities, at least based on everything I've seen in this VOD, and she has recorded other conversations, but in response, she had her shit broken by him and had her phones taken away by him.
Literally got physical with me. And then, like, fucking tried to take my phones away because he was gonna destroy my PC when I recorded it. Now he's just trying to say bullshit because he knows he fucked up. He just admitted he was lying. Fucking asshole.
So she tried gathering evidence on her own. It was destroyed. She tried calling the police. Apparently that didn't go super well either because he took her phones away. Like, what the fuck else is she supposed to do? I think this was a very good course of action here, and publicly airs it all out so that way this can help her in her case in getting away from him. Now, he didn't know this was being streamed, obviously. He was under the impression she had stepped away to take the phone call, but she came back after, I'm guessing, the threats against her dogs, and just unmuted and did it publicly. And I do think it was a good, I think it was a good decision.
I have the tweet drafted. I'm just gonna send it now.
What are you sending?
The false fucking swatting of your husband, and then having your fucking assistant do it too.
You literally tried to take my phone. I got scared because you got physical, and I called.
Yeah, but I'm tweeting it now, so good
But
luck.
so you're lying on my Twitter. That's gonna look real good.
Sure, whatever. I don't care. I'm tweeting it.
You're...
I'm Amouranth's assistant, or I'm Amouranth's husband, and she is swatting me and calling the cops and calling it a false abuse claim.
I didn't say you abused me. I called the cops because you literally were on top of me trying to take my phones from me. You're literally just lying to my Twitter.
Yeah, I don't care. I built Twitter.
Yeah, you used my body to build this empire.
And I'm gonna get your OnlyFans banned too.
So here he is admitting that he was just going to lie about a story to ruin her career and then get her OnlyFans banned as well. So you can clearly see that he had access to all of her shit. And a lot was revealed here. The reason why Amouranth wasn't more public about her marriage is because he didn't let her.
I've been wanting to tell people that, like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married. Because it's like, our relationship would be better if we just stream them. And it's fighting all the time. But no, Mr. Don't say that because it's going to ruin the business model. It's not time yet. Fuck yourself. I'm done with it.
The reason why she started doing hot tub streams and committing the hot tub streams is because he forced her to. So a lot of this shit came out about how awful of a person this guy is and how controlling and how scummy and shitty he is.
It's literally, I was waiting for a response. You were just calling me crazy then.
I didn't say you were crazy.
No. Dude, I'm gonna give you one last chance. I'm gonna irrevocably fucking destroy everything. I can tell you something that shatters you forever, and I'll start tweeting about it too.
But what? Why would you want to do that? I don't understand.
Because you are literally telling me I did not say something that I literally said.
That should be okay to let me...
You're just... Right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. You're about to lose your entire fucking life in terms of everything that's been built because you're too obstinate to just merely accept that you didn't hear a thing. But I'm already very forgiving about that.
This man is so insecure, sensitive, and embarrassing that he just keeps believing that because she said you didn't say that, he is taking it as an insult against his intelligence and he won't stand for it. He believes that she is calling him crazy. And she might not be calling him crazy, but I, as well as everyone else who has seen these clips, is. This man is fucking unhinged. He is crazy. This man is nuts. And he's downright dangerous, I would say. To be threatening the lives of his dogs, also makes threats against our horses about how he's going to sell them to meat packaging plants or some shit. Like, the man is not a safe person to be around. Now, one other thing I'd like to get into before showing some more clips is the brain-rotted take that keeps floating around about how this is all manufactured drama and it's fake for the sake of exposure and clout for Amouranth. And I understand why people like to take everything with a grain of salt. I think it's a very good thing to always really try and hyper-analyze everything to make sure that what you're getting is legitimate, which is why I'm so surprised that after doing that, people still arrived at the conclusion that it's fake. You'd have to be clinically stupid to think that this is fake. Because in order to reach that conclusion, you'd have to ask yourself, why is it fake? What would be the goal? What would Amouranth gain from this? And let's break that thought process down. Why would she fake it? She's already reached like the pinnacle of internet success. She makes over $2 million a month from streaming and OnlyFans. Like that doesn't even count like merch or anything. So she's making plenty of money, so she doesn't need money, so that wouldn't be a reason. She doesn't need exposure because she's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch and most popular OnlyFans models. So that probably wouldn't make any sense. So why would it be fake? There's nothing to gain. There's only things to lose because now it's public that she's married. So that would be a detriment. Even though it's something she wanted to share, there are those delusional weirdos who believe that by donating money to her, they'd get to date her. Like, that's obvious. So this coming out doesn't help her in any way. There'd be no reason why she'd fake this for anything, because she has nothing to gain from it. It's just a nonsensical take from people that clearly haven't thought about it for even an iota of a second.
Man, we're like, we're in the house now. It's like, the next time when I say plan, do it. Dumb fuck, do you understand? Like, what plan are you talking about? It's like, fuck this, I'm calling you. So I disappeared from stream. Take the call. So I can't, I'm gonna tell them I can't talk right now. We're getting Wi-Fi. I don't care. You get the call now. Last chance. About to dump your luggage. You know, from my hotel room. But throwing your stupid merch off the balcony. Proceeding to ditch your stuff. You don't need the makeup or the live view, like the stream epic, or the clothes, huh? Deleting social media in 1 minute. Buying options that expire and blasting the cash. About to shut down bank account, your bank account too. Lag is terrible. Stream is garbage. It's like, about to delete Twitter in 30 seconds. If you don't call me, your phone's literally off, right? I'm just like, it literally died. Gonna donate $250,000 to Polo Missy. It's like a bird sanctuary he likes. In the next 2 minutes, 250K gone. We'll donate.
Pretty alarming stuff here. Just look at these texts. The man is draining their finances faster than a crypto bro investing in the latest shitcoin. Just blasting all their money down the drain. Just fucking shitting it away. Because she wasn't replying to him in a reasonable time. It should be obvious that this isn't healthy behavior from a sane individual. But if you need more evidence of that, let's go later into her stream where she starts showing some of the house itself and some of the damage that he's caused.
Script of L-U-T-H. You know what you are.
I would lock my door, but he broke that too. So...
Best advice I can give during my divorce my grandma gave.
Took
this too shall pass.
Both phones from me. And so I ran in here to call the cops, and he literally kicked the door in and broke, like, this doesn't even have a hinge anymore.
What an absolute nightmare. And you want to know what's really sick about the whole thing? There are people saying that she absolutely deserves it because she does OnlyFans. Can you believe how fucked up that is? And also, a lot of the things people shit on Amouranth for, like pretending to be single to get money from simps or whatever, isn't even her idea, apparently. It's her husband, who is controlling every aspect of her life, it seems. He has access to all of her accounts. He's the one who comes up with her schedule and tells her what to do on stream and all of that. So a lot of the things that she gets shit on is actually her husband doing it, making her do it. And yet Amouranth is the one that has to roll with all the punches. And then once she turns off stream after being insulted all day by a ton of people, she then has her husband insulting her and yelling and screaming at her. Fucking unbelievable. The set of circumstances here are so incredibly sad. Like, just genuinely awful. And the stream ends in a really concerning way. I'll go ahead and play the ending of the stream to you.
Hello? I haven't gotten any calls. What are you talking about? Why would you ask if I'm taking
This is a scene right out of a horror movie. The doors slowly opening up behind her, someone off camera asking if she's taken her medication. I believe it's her assistant. But even Amouranth is confused, like, why are you asking about the medication? You know, like, that's irrelevant to everything. So the assistant knew what was going on here, and for some reason asked about her taking medication, I guess implying that, you know, maybe she's having, like, some kind of mental breakdown. But that's a fucked up thing to even insinuate, because she's not having just some, like, mental breakdown. Her husband is yelling and screaming at her over an extremely minor issue and threatening to ruin her entire career over it. And making threats against her dogs and her horses. Like, this isn't just some mental breakdown kind of thing where she, you know, she's off her meds, so now she's crazy. Like, her husband has made a massive fucking threat, not only to her career, but the things she cares about. It's a very serious thing that most people would respond to in the same way. She's just doing it live, probably because she felt like she was out of other options. So I think it's a really weird thing for her assistant to ask. And the door opening behind her, I think, is eerie. I think that is scary. She hasn't posted since this has happened. Hopefully everything's okay, but no one knows as of right now. But I think this is an extremely important situation to talk about because for some reason, people are dismissing it as no big deal, which blows my mind. Like, this is a legitimate case of abuse on stream here. And I don't know why people aren't saying it as such. Granted, most people are, but there still is a community of people that still think it's not an issue and that it's her fault. Why is she staying with an abuser? You know, she brought this on herself. If you're in a toxic relationship, just leave. All things spoken by people that have never even felt the touch of another human being. The absolute worst takes imaginable. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yep. This morning I was making myself a peanut butter and honey sandwich, which I do most mornings since it's the breakfast of champions. It'll make you big and strong for a growing boy like me. However, when I was putting the honey down after pouring it on the bread, I made a fatal miscalculation and I dropped the bread. I fumbled it. Everything went slow motion as I watched it hit the floor. I was upset, devastated, my heart was broken, day nearly ruined. However, it wasn't the saddest thing that's happened to me today. The saddest thing that's happened today is me watching this video about a woman who's cheated on her husband so many times that she's convinced him it's actually a good thing and healthy, and now they're swingers. Let me make it clear that I'm not the relationship police here. If they're happy, all power to them, but it doesn't make it any less goofy with the video they put out there about it. So let's go ahead and go over it.
This is Christina. She fell in love with Mark.
I don't know why the narrator hates Mark so much. They just like reluctantly introduce him. They just let out like a big sigh, a huge pause. Christina fell in love with Mark, I guess. I don't know what happened here. They were so enthusiastic to introduce Christina, but when they got to Mark, it was like a balloon deflating there. It was like a fucking funeral service. They were like, hey, Christina, wee, and then Mark.
Despite being in love with Mark, Christina also found she had eyes for other men.
I kept cheating so much and I just couldn't stop.
When I did find out, it was very devastating. I was heartbroken, to say the least, about it. I started thinking, oh, maybe I'm not good enough for her.
I just kept cheating and I couldn't stop. There was just a cock demon inside of me. I'd be walking down the street and I'd trip and fall onto more penis. It was an uncontrollable urge. It was like a car with a brick on the gas if that car was barreling towards more wieners. And then Mark's like, yeah, I got cheated on. It didn't feel great. You know, it wasn't like an S-tier experience. I was heartbroken. Didn't feel amazing.
Rather than let the cheating break the pair up, they decided to explore new experiences as a couple.
I just said, let's try this swinging thing.
This is where it gets pretty manipulative in my eyes. So she's been cheating on him a lot. And now she's finally dumping the cold water on him, taking the training wheels off and saying, look, why don't we just try this whole swinging thing out so that way I can feel less guilty about cheating on you since now you can do it too. And it feels like Mark convinced himself it's a good idea because he can stay with her in this whole swinging thing. But it wasn't like a mutual decision between the two of them. She kind of like led him to it because she was going to keep cheating regardless. So Mark just goes along with it, it feels like. I'm not a fucking relationship expert. I'm not a couples counselor.
Yeah, so we've been together for 17 years, and we've been married for 15 years. Yeah, we are soulmates. We finish each other's sentences from like day one. Yeah, so I've struggled with monogamy my whole life, ever since I was a little girl and had boyfriends in grade school. I would have multiple boyfriends at the same time. And then I cheated on him with like 4 guys. I was always open and honest about it. And just monogamy is not natural for me.
Well, that's just dandy. Thank God, at least she's honest about it, because if she was cheating and lying, that'd be a disgusting combination. That'd be awful. You know, you can't even be really mad at her at this point. Like, hey, Mark, I cheated on you again today with another dude. It's like, hey, at least you told me. So now I don't feel as bad. Thank you for that, Christina. You're such an angel. I also love the way that she presents this like it's something that's beyond her control, just like this almost illness that she's battling, this compulsion to cheat, whereas other people are struggling with like drugs or alcohol or something. She just struggles with constantly cheating on Mark.
When I found out, it was very devastating for me because at that time, I could have been monogamous with her the rest of my life because I loved her like that.
It was hard for him to accept that, like, that I was only in love with him and only wanted to be with him forever, but yet wanting other men. It took a little while for you to like really comprehend that.
It was tough at first, but now I get it and I'm totally on board and I love it now.
I don't know what's so hard to understand. It's such a simple concept. She loves you, you're her soulmate, but she's also fucking other dudes. Like, what? Don't be selfish, you can't share? Huh? What's wrong with you, pussy? You insecure? You're not gonna let other dudes fuck your wife? Okay, big guy. Again, this is another giant red flag to me about manipulation because it feels like he knows it's wrong. Like, it's hard to wrap your head around it, Mark, because it's fucking wrong. But she is convincing him that she loves him so much, but just can't help but find other men too. Now I want to make it clear, I understand there's a lot of relationships where they also have other partners outside of like the two of them, they're not monogamous, and that's fine if the couples like mutually arrived at that. In this case, from everything I've seen in the video, it seems like Christina pushed Mark to be okay with it, as opposed to something that they both were on the same page about. I also love the way at the end he says, I get it now, I'm totally on board, I love it now. It sounds like he's being held hostage. That was like an actual, like, fucking prisoner of war there. Christina, it seems like she must have had like a gun on her lap pointing at him like, hey, fucking say the line, please. This is a YouTube video, we need to look good here. Say it! Say it! Say you love it!
For me, it was just, I just desired to be with other men. And then I would feel super guilty about it. And I had done it with every relationship. I try to be monogamous. I am not the happiest person in the world. I'm kind of like bitchy, so.
You are very bitchy, yeah.
I know. He sees such a difference now that I'm not monogamous. Like, he sees, like, I'm just so much happier.
2020, right?
Yeah, you wish you would have done this years ago, right?
Right.
Jesus Christ, it's like a commercial for a Snickers bar. You're not you when you're not cheating on your husband. Honey, you're acting so crazy today, honey. Why are you being such a bitch? You know what? I'm gonna call up my friend to come fuck you to calm you down a little bit. Or, better yet, why not just go to the local hockey team and let them spit roast you in the locker room? And that way you can come home a little bit more mellow, okay? You're acting nuts, and I'm gonna need you to go have some sex with some other dudes so that way we can have a more healthy relationship. It's so, like, weird, the way he just goes along with it. She's like, oh, I bet you wish you had done this years ago, right? Yeah. Oh, it's so much better now. Even though, like, his face kind of says the whole story, it doesn't seem like he's really happy about it, honestly. But again, I'm not the expert here. Maybe he does love it. I couldn't tell you. But either way, it doesn't seem like he was the one that arrived to this decision naturally. It was something that was kind of forced upon him if he wanted to stay with Christina, whom he seems to really love.
Our family and friends, they basically all found out that we were swingers through TikTok. Never once has one of our friends of 26 years said, I saw that you guys were swingers and I accept you for it. They all want to follow my TikTok, but yet you've been my best friend for 26 years. You've ghosted me.
Who gives a fuck? It's not your friend's responsibility to sign off on your relationship decisions. You shouldn't be looking or demanding them give you a green light or a thumbs up, a pat on the ass like, hey, good game. When's my turn with your wife, Mark? Like, they don't have that responsibility to you. Sure, they can give advice or input or whatever, but to be mad at them for not signing off on it is super weird, and to be, like, angry at them for not, like, going out of their way to be like, oh, we totally accept this. They don't care that much, I imagine. If my best friend came up to me and was like, Charlie, I'm a swinger and a cuck. In fact, I'm just a cuck. I'm not a swinger. I don't get any action on the side. I just let my wife fuck other dudes. I'd be like, all right, bro. I mean, that's fine. So when are we playing Elden Ring? I also do appreciate that apparently the news broke to all their friends and family through TikTok. That sounds about right. TikTok is such a wild and wacky space.
It's ridiculous how, like, nervous I get about going TikTok live. 27,000 of my followers are on right now, which is pretty good for 10:30 a.m. Hello, TikTok live. How are my people doing? Mark, answer if he gets jealous or not.
At the time that I got jealous, she actually had a side piece, and mine
Two of
was
them.
kind of like ghosting me and acting a little crazy, and so I just cut it off with her. So I had no side piece, but she did, and it kind of made me a little bit jealous.
Why even jump in there and interject? No, actually, Mark, you stupid fucking idiot. You goddamn Neanderthal, I had two side pieces. It's like, why even throw that in there? So they go on TikTok Live, which is another fucking weird space. TikTok Lives are a lawless wasteland. So they're on TikTok Live answering frequently asked questions. The question they're answering here was about, do you guys get jealous? She's like, nah, I don't get jealous. Why the fuck would I? Mark's like, well, actually, I did kind of get jealous one time. She's like, no, I was 2 dudes, and it was silly for you to get jealous, you goofball. So the whole thing is just a little odd.
Swinging has changed our lives for the best. I mean, not only are we happier, we're healthier, mentally, physically. We don't allow toxicity in our life. Right. We only allow positivity in our life.
We're active all the time.
We're active. It's made us just more attracted to each other. It's made our love deeper.
Yeah, if you say so, Christina. At the end of the day, if they're both happy, good for them. But it really does feel like Christina got the better end of this bargain. She got to have her cake and eat it too. She never compromised. She never learned how to just love Mark and only Mark, even though he himself was committed entirely to just Christina. He was the one that had to compromise in a big way to convince himself that the swinging lifestyle is great. And even during that, he mentions like some jealousy. And it's just, you know, it doesn't feel like it was something that they arrived to together. It feels like something that was forced upon the poor guy. But again, I'm not the expert. Maybe they're happy, super into it, you know, good for them, whatever. Still a very silly video that I wanted to talk about, and that's about it. So yeah. Alright, I went down the dark and depressing rabbit hole of weird family vlog YouTube channels. Not that that's its own category, because every family vlog channel on YouTube I think is weird. And I just want to talk about it today. It's been bothering me for the last couple days, and I'm just going to pop the zit here for a little relief, just to talk about it. I think family vlog channels is super creepy. I think it really hurts your whole family, especially because all of these family vlog channels focus on their kids mainly. So I genuinely can't wrap my head around growing up with a camera in my face every single day throughout my entire developing years. It has to be horrible. It just feels so fake, so forced, and it feels like there's nothing private in these kids' lives anymore. It's just completely open for strangers to watch them grow up. And it's even like these strangers are helping to raise your kids. It's like this awful parasocial relationship with creepy people on YouTube in the comments watching and judging your parenting and your kids. It's fucking terrifying. Like, I remember one time when I was 8 years old, I got naked and put my wiener on a pile of dirty laundry and then pissed all over it. If I did that today, well, not today as like a 27-year-old man, I'd just go to jail. But if I did that today, like if I was 8 years old and I did that, that'd probably be like a fucking million-view family vlog video right there. That'd just be like the thumbnail, like, my son did what to our laundry? Like, everything for these families gets filmed and posted on YouTube because it makes them money and somehow has an audience. I think it's just super fucking creepy. These parents are just using their kids as props in their videos in order to make money off of it. It feels like fucking child labor to a certain extent. They're like the main draw, they're the main actors, and yet they don't benefit from it at all. They don't see a dime of that shit. Like, yeah, maybe they'll get some cool toys or whatever, but it's not like they are actually able to consent to being like the main character in your horrible YouTube production. They're just kids. Like, take for example Ryan Toy Reviews. That kid is worth over $30 million. One of the most popular and most profitable channels on all of YouTube. That kid has not seen a dime of that, I bet. It all goes to his parents, who are absolutely living it up with that money. Ryan's been like 6 years old for the last 10 years. He's like fucking Ash Ketchum. The kid has to be approaching like 14 by this point, but he is still doing the same thing, and his parents are still the main beneficiary from his work. Now, of course, I'm sure there's some level of fun where he just gets to play with toys. It makes his parents happy. He gets more toys, and it's just this cycle. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's not the most evil situation in the world, but it's still extremely weird. All of these family vlog channels strike me as just a bunch of narcissists who found a way to make money using their kids and using the least amount of effort possible just by shoving a camera in their family's face at all hours of the day. Like, there's a popular meme that went around last year where it was this picture here. Zam, she's only 12, so spicy. This comes from a family vlog channel with over 8.7 million subs. Now, the girl in their thumbnail wasn't actually 12, but I still censored it just in case. You can see that some of these families with these channels are fucking weird. Clickbaiting child porn for your audience is not okay. Like, who the fuck does the Prince family think is watching them? Jared Fogle? Like, are they trying to appeal to, like, pedophiles or something? Like, what the fuck was the point in taking a woman in her bra and panties, calling her 12, and then saying she's spicy on your thumbnail? It's fucking weird. Now, I want to make it clear, I don't think every family with a vlog channel is a dysfunctional group of goofballs that hurt their kids or make their kids' lives miserable. I'm not saying that. I'm sure there are some genuinely wholesome families out there where the whole family just enjoys getting together like once a week, once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, and doing like a family video together. I'm sure that exists. I have no doubt about it. I'm focusing more on the family vlog channels that are like daily or every couple of day posters that are literally all hours shoving cameras in their kid's face. It's not healthy, and these families are not doing a great job of raising their kids. I'm not like some kind of fucking child psychology expert or anything, but I think I can say with confidence, no one growing up wants to be constantly monitored by complete strangers. Sounds like a nightmare, and God forbid you actually have like a serious problem, because then the whole world's gonna know about it. A lot of these family channels, their most popular videos are when their family's going through something rough. Like one of the kids breaks their arm, or one of the kids gets in trouble at school or something, and the video's them being disciplined or them at the hospital or crying. Those get the most views, which is why you see so many thumbnails with the kids in pain or crying or something like traumatic going on. Like, you remember Daddy05? That was an extremely big controversy. That was a genuine abusive family that was actually hurting their kids for views on YouTube. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but I'm sure most of you remember. That's not exactly uncommon on the platform, I imagine. These videos where the kids are in distress, like just really upset about something or even injured, are really popular on these channels. I honestly wouldn't be surprised, and this is just a full-blown, like, Alex Jones level conspiracy here, full-blown tinfoil condom, but I really wouldn't be surprised to learn that a lot of these family channels actually set up these awful situations for their kids for the sake of views. Like, oh my god, my son, Nicholas, just got hit by a rogue baseball bat that flew out of a pickup truck that went by. It must have been a drive-by attempt where they threw a baseball bat at my son and it hit his ankles. Now they're clearly broken. Oh my god. Nicholas, are you okay? Oh, look at how hard he's crying. His ankles are truly shattered. Can we hit 100,000 likes on this video for my son's broken ankles? I'm gonna have to get him to a hospital. He's very upset. Oh my god. And the only thing that's gonna make him feel better is 100,000 likes on this video. And then you'll see like a week later, all of a sudden, oh my god, Nicholas fell off the top turnbuckle of our WWE wrestling ring and landed on a pit of broken glass that was just left there by some irresponsible builders. Oh my god, Nicholas, how are you feeling? Oh, can we hit 100,000 likes on this video? Nicholas is very upset and in pain. It's so sick. Really, just search any family vlog channel on YouTube and some of the most recent videos are probably going to be exactly what I'm talking about. Like here, this is the Prince family. 6 days ago, Grandpa gives kids a whooping. And then right before that, back to back, DJ almost drowns in the swimming pool. And then if you go to the most popular family vlog channel, the Ace family, literally their most recent upload, Steele got hurt bad on camera. Then in stars So Unexpected, which just sounds like sarcasm. It just sounds like the Ace family is laughing about this, like, haha, yeah, Steele had no idea that one was coming. How unexpected, I get pranked. You know, like, it sounds like they're actually celebrating that Steele got hurt here, because it meant more views for them. And then if you go back a little bit more, the dog bit our baby, scary moment. Like, a lot of these videos, and it really doesn't take long to find them because there's so many on all of these family vlog channels. It's like they really, like, start pumping their fists like, yeah, my kids got hurt, there's gonna be big views. You can find so much of this. So it's not even like wholesome families doing wholesome shit. It's these really sick families celebrating and capitalizing off of traumatic experiences of their children. Like, just imagine, you can't even cry or get hurt without your parents filming you. That's an actual nightmare. And then it gets posted online for everyone to see. Your classmates might see it. Like, you just grow up in the eyes of complete strangers. That's terrifying. And there's no way kids can like fully grasp that concept till they're much older. And yeah, maybe some of them are okay with it as they get older because, you know, maybe then they actually start to see some of the money that they've made for their narcissistic parents. But even still, it's not a good environment to raise a family. At least I can't imagine that it is. It's so weird. And the audience is even creepier to me because the audience is two groups. It's little kids and old parents. Parents that their kids have already grown up and moved out of the house, so now they live vicariously through these YouTube families, and little kids who just see these other kids getting toys and attention that they might not be getting in their situation. So both of these groups, I think, are in very sad places for different reasons. Kids that come from broken households that get glued to this content because they're watching these kids live the life they wish they could. And then you have parents that are well past their prime whose kids most likely don't live with them anymore, don't talk to them anymore, whatever. they watch these family vlog channels and get attached to them and try and like raise their kids through the YouTube comments. Scrolling down into the comments section on a family vlog video is more sad than watching an ASPCA commercial. It is depressing. You'll see a lot of the commenters, at least on the channels that don't have comments disabled, you'll see a lot of the commenters are older women who their motherly instinct kicks in. So like on the Steel Got Hurt video, you'll see a lot of them be like, oh my god, my reflexes kicked in and I grabbed my hydrogen peroxide and poured it on my keyboard hoping to help Steel. Oh my god, oh my god, thank you for helping him. I got so concerned there for a moment. You'll see how attached they get. They, as a viewer, feel like they become part of that family because now that they're older, they don't have, like, a real kid to take care of or anything. So they're settling for the next best thing, which is living this fantasy where they're somehow helping the Ace family raise their kids or helping in their lives somehow. And then from that, you'll see a lot of these older women feel entitled to know everything that's going on with the family, which is why you have a lot of these family vlog channels make videos that get way, way, way too personal and share way too much about themselves as parents and their kids. Like, I've seen a bunch of these family vlog channels where they're like the couples going through like a lot of issues and they share all of them with their audience because the audience demands it. And it's like they're never satisfied. They need to know every single detail. They just become so unhealthily attached to what they see on these family vlogs. So yeah, anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to talk about it. I hate family vlog channels, but I understand they're not going anywhere and they're probably only going to grow in popularity. I just wanted to at least talk about this since I had been thinking about it for the last couple days. That's about it. So yeah. What's up everybody, it's Critical. I finally found this Saddest Twitch channel in existence. It's called Serious Gaming. Contrary to what the name will have you believe, there is no serious gaming to be found on this channel, just serious marriage problems. There's tons of clips of these two in their failed marriage. They play games sometimes, but most of the time they just get drunk together and it leads to a very uncomfortable viewing situation. But I'm just going to show one clip today and you can really see the disgust on the wife's face for her husband. Now, I truly think that they should be banned from Twitch, and that's only because Twitch is so fucking strict with their rules. If you fart a little too loud on stream, you might be banned from Twitch. So why wouldn't Serious Gaming get banned? This is by far the most deplorable channel on there. It's just a man and his wife constantly fighting on stream and doing anything for donations, and it sets a really bad example because their name is Serious Gaming, so some kids will come on here expecting to see some actual gameplay, but instead all they'll see are these two fucking dumpster dildos arguing. I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip now.
You're not gonna make love tonight?
No, I'm exhausted. I'm literally gonna go into bed and fall asleep right on my thing. I don't even know if I'm gonna wipe my makeup off my face.
Smooth move. It was a good attempt, a very valiant effort. His wife's just a little too tired tonight, and that very much disappoints this man. He looks like a failed cloning experiment of H3H3 Ethan. Like they tried to make their own Ethan Klein, but instead they ended up with this fucking goober.
Should I masturbate?
No, please don't talk about this on stream. Just let's not do that.
Now, I respect this move. He's trying to compromise. You're too tired for sex, that's okay. Well, how about masturbating me with your pussy? Does that work for you? The way he asks and his facial expressions make him seem like a little fucking kid who's asking his teacher an embarrassing question in class.
But on a Thursday, a Thursday,
no,
you're like, bitch, fuck me,
stop it,
everywhere.
Hey, stop it.
Right.
Now, whether or not on a Thursday she really was like, bitch, fuck me all over everywhere, that's left up to the scientists to debate, the professionals. However, all I can say is, this man has the stupidest nipple piercing and Mickey Mouse tattoo on his titty. And the way he asks for sex is just downright pathetic, and it makes me feel very bad for him and her.
I'll just wait till tomorrow, I guess. Wow. Alright. Thank you, Vic. Alright. See you guys tomorrow when Vic's ready for me.
I appreciate the optimism here with him thinking his wife will be ready for him tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that won't be the case. I don't think she's ever going to be ready for this disgusting human being. But another thing that I'd like to point out here is that this man just looks like some kind of sad puppy dog when it comes to this sex thing. I think he's trying to shame her into having sex with him, make her feel bad. It's just downright uncomfortable to hear, and pitiful to imagine that it's actually happening in real life. This man's a human sidewalk booger, just something you look at and just go, ew, and just feel bad for.
It's Vic ready.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I mean,
You're just shaming me on the stream.
There it is, roll credits and cue Flight of the Bumblebees, that old song. That song doesn't exactly fit in this situation, but it's a good song. Now, this is truly an awful marriage on display. You can look at more clips if you want to. I just didn't want to make a super long video on it. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.